How we all doing, guys? So here back with another Delta Force video, and in this one we're going to be going over everything that you need to know when it comes to what to sell and what to keep in Delta Force. Now, I've been getting asked a lot on stream lately, man. What do I keep? You know, how do I sell it? How do I know what to sell and all the rest of it? So we're going to go over everything you need to know in the video. Hopefully it helps you out, and if it does, please don't forget to leave a like to help us out with the algorithm. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any future content, and let's jump straight into it. So first off, how do you know whether you're going to keep something or if you're going to sell it? Now, the big thing I tell everyone when I'm on stream is, how often do you find that item? So if you find, like, say this motherboard, for example, every single raid, then you know it's quite common in that even though you're going to need this for upgrades, for the black site and stuff like that, you know that it's common enough that you're going to find it again anyway. And you can even just buy stuff off the auction as well. If you really, you know, sell something that you really needed for an upgrade and you can't find it again, you can always just buy it off the auction. But if you find stuff commonly enough, I would always say just go ahead and sell it, because you're going to find it again. But there is a cool little system that Delta Force has in place, and that is a usage tab. And in this usage tab, it will tell you what that item's actually going to be used for in the game. Now, if we use this motherboard, for example, like I was saying, you right click it, go down to usage, and it tells you here black site upgrade. It doesn't tell you what specific upgrade, so that's just up to you. You go in there, find that, but that tells you what it's actually used for. So we'll use another item, for example. We'll go into my red section here. There's a bit of a horrible gap here, we need to fix that. We will. But let's take the reactor, for instance. Again, this is another one that's used for a black site upgrade. I think the gazelles are used for crates. Usage tab, yeah, premium weapon crate, premium gear crate, and that's also used in a black site upgrade as well. So if you find items like this, you're going to be like, right, I'm going to use that, I'm going to upgrade my black site, I'm going to get myself a weapon crate, so on and so on. Now, if you find them again and you don't need to use them to upgrade anything, then common sense tells you, okay, I'll sell it. Or unless you're like me, you're a hoarder and you want to start, you know, hoarding a bunch of reds, and do whatever you like. So guys, not every item in Delta Force has a usage tab, and don't panic if this happens. You either just sell it, and that's going back to my point at the start of the video. If you commonly find something, regardless if it's gold or not, you can just straight up sell it. You're going to find it again. And there is kind of, you know, the second one, it's kind of like a little hidden usage. You might need to use it for a collector's quest. So for example, here I have a bunch of different golds. These are very commonly found. I just keep them because I'm a hoarder. These don't have a usage. You can find these in safes, and, you know, like I was saying, you can either just sell them or they can be used for collector's quests. I'm sure one of these was a collector's quest this season. So I always recommend people hoard a bunch of different gold items just in case they're going to tackle the missions. Not everyone will, but in case you're going to, always make sure you've got a bunch of these lying around, and that means that, you know, it's just making it easier for yourself. You're just making life easier when you get to those quests to get that 3x3 safe box. Another thing that Delta Force do really well is actually being able to allow you to marker things before you go into raid, and then that way you can know whether you're going to keep that or not when you find it in raid. So for example, if you come to the black site and you're going to upgrade your firing range, it tells you here the required items needed to make that upgrade. Now you can click in here, and this little star is unmarked by default. You click that, it marked that item, and you've favorited it. So this means now when you go into raid, if you pick this item up, it will give you like a little notification, and it will allow you to know that you need to keep this item because you've marked it for a specific reason. Now, it won't tell you that you've marked it for the firing range or anything like that. It will just be telling you that this is a favorite item, and, you know, common sense will tell you like, oh, okay, I've marked that, I'm going to keep it and try and get it out. And you can do that for everything in the game when it comes to the crates and all that stuff as well. You can come to the department, supply station, say you want to buy yourself a med crate, or you don't want to buy it, you want to find the items. You can do the same thing here. You can click in there and you can star that item, and that means when you find it in raid, you'll be like, right, okay, I need that, it's important. Now, something I would say for new players to do when they come to the game is maybe try and stack some attachments. I never ever used to do this, and it used to cost me an absolute fortune when building guns. But if you're able to start, you know, stacking some attachments up, it means when it comes to building weapons that it's just a lot cheaper. And if you go in raid with a weapon that you've built from attachments you've already got in stash, it means you're going to make more money in raid because you've not had to pay to build that weapon. And the other thing is, it's just time, man. You need to put time into games like this. This game does really well at holding your hand a little bit, more so than any other extraction shooter. But it's all about time played, man. The more time you put into it, the more things are going to become second nature to you. You're going to find things like the motherboard or heals or whatever, and you're going to be able to just on the fly assess whether you're going to, you know, want to throw that away or keep it. Another thing to take note of here is keep an eye on the T&E lab, which is up here in departments, supply station, T&E, and this construction tab here. because every week this changes, and these items change here as well, and these items will be hiked up in price. So make sure you marker these items, so when you find them in raid, you can either come out and get free armor and stuff like that, or you can sell them for, you know, a price that's a little bit more than normal on the market. Actually, that takes me to another point before we end the video, is selling items on the market as well. I know a lot of people are asking me, how do I sell items? On PC, you just right click and click sell, or you can Alt D and it'll, you know, bring up this menu as well. I can't remember what it is in controller. I think it's R3. I think you click the analog in. But as you can see here, it gives you two options. You can sell it to the supply station, which is like the vendors, just a straight up 30k, boom, you're away. Or you can sell it to the auction house, which is a player driven market. Now, bear in mind, when you put things on the market, it actually charges you money to put it on the market, regardless if you sell it or not as well. So if you come here to this little question mark, it tells you upfront deposit. That's the amount of money you put on there, and you lose that straight away, regardless if it sells or not. The thing I would say to people is, if you're going to sell something on the market, and the way to, you know, make a decision on whether you're going to sell it or not, is if it's above the vendor price by quite a bit. Like here, I would definitely sell this motherboard to the market, because it's going to sell. It's like 11k more. I'm only going to lose 1,000 when I put it on there, so I'm going to make 10k profit than what I would do if I sold it to the vendor. So bear that in mind as well. And that is going to be it for the video. If this one helped you out, please don't forget to leave a like to help us out with that algorithm. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any future content. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.